Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again. And this time we're going to look at a game called Crackdown. This was created by Sega in 1989. This was also released for the Sega Genesis. And this was suggested by YouTube user dospistos. This is a rather interesting stealth game. You can play one or two players simultaneous play. And your goal is to set a certain amount of bombs and then make your escape from various enemy bases. And you have a certain amount of time to get the hell out of there, complete your mission. This was made for the Sega System 24 arcade boards. But this game is kind of intriguing. It's overhead viewpoint. The graphics aren't super knockout by any means, but it's still a very intriguing game, very interesting. You don't have to find bombs to place them. You're always carrying them on you, and here's the backstory here. There's even a baboon there. Some scruffy-looking guy. And there are two Secret Service guys who are planning the bombs. And they're one player and two player. You can hug a wall. This kind of feels like Metal Gear a little bit in terms of you're trying not to be seen or trying to get the drop on the enemy. You can get weapon upgrades from collecting those little icons like that one I just picked up. You have a regular gun, and you'll need to collect those icons to get bullets for it. You can also get a missile launcher, and that can mow right through enemies. And you can get a lot of points by taking out multiple enemies with one shot. Here's sort of a backstory. The explosion, a camera was discovered, and it saw footage of you and player number 2 on it. See, you can hug the wall by pressing toward it. When you release the joystick from pressing towards it, you'll just pop back up into view. Well, they'll be able to see you, but it's still a good idea to use that, the wall hug. If enemies are coming around a corner, it's much easier to take them out that way. But the red X's that you see on the ground, you run over those and you'll automatically drop a bomb. And like I said, you always carry bombs with you, so you don't have to collect the bombs and then put them on the red X's. And once you've placed one on the red X, you can't place any more on it. You have to find another red X. Once you've dang, sometimes it's tough if the enemy keeps firing. Then you might have to come close with a wall hug. If you can goad the enemies into shooting each other, they can kill each other. You will get extra points. You'll get a bonus multiplier. And there will be certain areas where the enemies can come out of. But yeah, you can goad the enemies into shooting each other. It doesn't hurt to maybe shoot an extra bullet towards the enemy. There are some that will take more than one shot. And if you can't remember which ones those are, it doesn't hurt to fire an extra shot at the enemy. Collecting extra bullets for your regular gun is easy enough, so don't worry about running out of shots. Don't fire all the damn time for no reason though either. And now it says mission completed, or mission accomplished. You need to get out. And that's one of those open areas. There'll be an explosion and you go to the next area. There are there are 4 parts to each level, or each area. I don't remember how they call it, area, stage, whatever. But there are 4 parts to each one. And there are 4 major levels. So there's basically 16 levels. And again, you can goad those enemies into shooting each other if you can. And if you get the missile launcher, you can shoot it right through multiple enemies, and you can pick up a lot of points that way. This game is really cool. I really like the premise, and the graphics are limited with all the overhead action and the small sprites, but it's really kind of intriguing. And obviously you have a map up top, but I never use the map, or I never look at the map. See, now I've got the missile launcher. Well, they call it cannon, but it's super powerful and it's really nice to get, and you pick that up by getting certain icons. And you can see how many you got left. In the top left it'll say. You also have smart bombs, and I have 3 of them currently. Now I have to get out of here, because that was the last area to place a bomb. Get away. Oh, I got them to shoot each other. And again, you get double points that way. I had 41 seconds left before the place exploded and I died. You can die by walking into the water there. I mean, you will die. Your guy will scream and he'll get washed away. That time I could not hug the wall because he would have shot me. Use every direction to your advantage when you need to shoot the enemy. I gotta go to the right here. You know, all 8 directions. Use that to your advantage. If you bump into an enemy physically, you'll just keep bumping into them, and you'll need to eventually get just enough separation so that you can shoot them. Sometimes it's all about timing. Sometimes it's about what angle you approach the enemy from. Sometimes it's how fast you can shoot. There's always some kind of strategy to each enemy. Alright, I've placed 1 bomb. But yeah, there are a total of 16 different areas, and then 4 main levels and 4 parts of each level. Oh, those guys can be annoying. These guys have flamethrowers, and he killed me. You can continue as long as you got credits. But yeah, pick up those icons, and you'll get your weapon upgraded. And again, if you've got the rocket launcher or missile launcher, whoa, sometimes you gotta be real quick, then you can cut through multiple enemies with 1 shot, and you can get a really nice bonus that way. And that time I got an extra bomb. You can sometimes get an extra bomb by picking up those icons, and there's one of the bombs. And it makes a very shinobi sound. Ooh, he almost burned me. Yeah, from the game Shinobi, also by Sega, the protagonist says that when he casts his ninja magic. And now here's the last part of Scene 1. Like I said, there are 4 sections to each scene. Yeah, timing has to be really critical as you get further in the game. timing, how fast you react, etc., etc. Whoa. Up at the top is where enemies will respawn. So you won't want to dawdle. You'll want to keep moving on. There's another special attack or smart bomb or whatever you want to call it. Those guys respawned right out of there. I was not ready for them. At any rate. Here, I got that guy. Yep. Remember to hug the walls, move at the enemy from all angles, be very quick, etc. Whatever you can do to get the drop on the enemy, and know what each enemy does. And if you are in a pinch, use your super bombs. Crap. There we go. Set down another bomb. But yeah, as soon as you just keep setting the bombs down on the X's, and once you get a message saying, get out, make your way to the exit or whatever, then you can leave, but not until you get that message. We've got multiple doors opening, and as soon as I make that door close, that shot will reach me. Yeah, I have to go that way. That sucks. Crap. See, I got 400 for mowing through 2 enemies with 1 missile launcher. Well, I gotta put in my initials. I will show you some snippets later on in the game. Almost made it through that last part of the first scene. A little bit later on, these guys will appear. I put on invincibility at this point. This is right before the very end. Escape to the right. Ooh, I only had 6 seconds before I was gonna get blown up. Then you get this little scenario here, or this little cutscene. Now let's just look at some little snippets of later in the game. Here's a junkyard here. There will be some wrecking balls where you can get killed by a swinging wrecking ball. There will be various pits you can fall into later on in the game, little electrical currents that can shock you, other non-human possible fatalities, or I mean non-enemy soldier fatalities. And you can fall in that pit if you don't cross at the right time. Just show you quick clips of the later parts of the levels. This one's a pain in the butt. There are these tiles that'll open up in the floor and you can fall through and die. I don't know how to beat this level. I swear that I set off all the bombs and I still couldn't finish it. You will fall and die if you go off the edges of the platform. I don't know how to beat this one. Later on, there will also be baboons, like you saw, and they'll scream when you shoot them. I'm sure PETA would not be terribly happy with that. Well, that was Crackdown by Sega in 1989 for the System 24 arcade board. Well, this is Crazy Climber 80 saying thanks for watching Crackdown by Sega in 1989, and I will catch you later in the future with another video. You have a good one, folks. Bye-bye.